It is now time for the Royal Rumble.
WrestleMania has grown over the years into an event that engulfs the days leading up to it, almost like the Super Bowl. The WWE Hall of Fame ceremonies are always the night before, and with Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, the build-up is almost as big as the pay-per-view itself. Hey everyone, this is Ray Carcillo, and today we're looking at WWE Legends of WrestleMania for the Xbox 360, and when this was released in March of 2009, it was extra special because it was just before the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania.
Oh, that was close.
This game takes 38 of the greatest WWE wrestlers who have ever graced the squared circle and allows you to pick your favorites as you reenact the greatest matches of all time. Now, for a wrestling fan like myself, Legends of WrestleMania is, well, simply amazing. Unlike other wrestling games that struggle to find a storyline or to immerse you in the action, this one is all set in that regard because the storylines were used 10 to 25 years ago and show they stand the test of time in terms of immersion because everyone remembers where they were when Hogan body slammed Andre at WrestleMania 3 or when Stone Cold stunned The Rock twice at WrestleMania 15. And if you forgot, well, first off, shame on you, but there is a short 2 to 3 minute montage highlighting the development of the rivalry between the opponents before each match, which can be reviewed anytime you like in the movie gallery. The opportunity to play through Relive mode for these great matches from the first 15 WrestleManias is one of the key selling points of the game, and if you're a fan of wrestling, then you really don't need much more than that. Along with the Relive mode for all those great matches, there is also a Rewrite, a Redefine, and a Legend Killer mode. Rewrite mode has you take on the role of the loser of some of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. Redefine mode also adds new stipulations to classic matches from WrestleMania. It's a great way for the game to introduce different match dynamics, from climbing ladders and steel cages to throwing your opponent around the arena for some hardcore action without forcing you to sit through a tedious tutorial. Then there's the Legend Killer mode, which has you use the expansive Create a Wrestler feature. You can then test your mettle by taking on the Ultimate Gauntlet match, a 38-man gauntlet comprised of the entire roster of Legends of WrestleMania. Now, as much as I may love this game, there were a couple of parts that it lacked in. Some really great legends were excluded, and the fact that there were no special unlockable wrestlers takes away from the time you can spend playing the game. No Macho Man Randy Savage, Mankind Mick Foley, or George the Animal Steele is a real disappointment. Of course, if you were desperate to flesh out the roster, you could have gone and bought SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 and transported most of that current roster over to this game. There were also no female wrestlers in the game. A handful in their primes might have been a nice touch. Another problem was that the AI is beyond simple. I would run through the aforementioned gauntlet matches with nary a punch being landed on me. Only a handful of the objective-based Rewrite matches gave me any difficulty, and even then it only took the second or third try before victory was again within my grasp. Aside from a lackluster AI, the game delivers everywhere else. Gameplay was as solid as it can be for a wrestling game, with only a minimum of physics problems and glitches. And the new chain attack system for certain grapples is a true test of reflexes, where you have to punch in button combos to execute moves or counters. The graphics were solid for a wrestling game, and the audio was as good as can be, with good old JR Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler doing ringside commentary. And with original entrance themes as the soundtrack for the game, you'd think it was the Attitude Era all over again, or that Hogan was still telling us to take our vitamins. Having the movable mini-ring to escort the wrestlers through the crowd at WrestleMania 3 with accurate character graphics introducing each wrestler was a great touch, and shows the meticulous detail that went into this game to make it feel like you were watching the moments live all over again. The bottom line is that this game delivers for the most part on every front you would want from a game highlighting the greatest matches in wrestling history. The few minor complaints aside, if you're a fan of wrestling, or are just getting into it and need a history lesson, then this simply is a must-have for your gaming collection.
If I was in that ring right now, I'd establish a weak point. Select the button.